All right, so we are on location here with our TP Shuffle. Of course, it's really early spring, and so this tends to be a little wet this time of year, but depending on the group, this could be kind of a fun added challenge. We don't necessarily do this with a lot of groups when it's wet like this, but at any rate, in your programming, where you'd want to use this is typically right in the beginning of a program. It's one of the very first elements that you do, because it really does bring the group together. And if you have them for several weeks, for instance, it's really good to kind of walk by it and say, remember how hard that was when we first did it? And then they kind of get a chuckle out of that, because it does take them a little bit at first, but then after a while they're like, oh yeah, geez, that was pretty easy. All right, so one of the things with the TP Shuffle, you don't necessarily need spotters. And then the other thing is just the biggest takeaway is just remind participants, hey, if you're going to fall, step off safely. You don't want them taking each other out. And then, if you're the facilitator and you're using ski poles or crutches or those types of things, be mindful where you stand, because if they fall back, that could flip up and hit you. And also just, you could get away without using those. It could be a good metaphor, like, hey, here's a crutch. What's a crutch, with your group, or anything that you want to frame it to. And then you can also choose to use these cross pieces. That might be a nice place for somebody to put their foot and take a break, or that you can choose not to. It certainly makes it considerably easier if you're using the cross pieces. And so some of our facilitators choose to, some of them don't. So how do you get folks on here? A lot of times I like to have them sit down, state their name, like a name game. Again, this is very beginning of an element to use in your program. And, just say, hey, what's your name? They all go down through, and then just have them hop up, not being able to talk, get in alphabetical order. That's pretty much the easiest way to frame it. You could also have them get in order by birthday, the classic birthday lineup. We also like to have folks sit down on it, and then say what their favorite animal is, and then hop up, and then, get in order of animal size. So, smallest all the way down through to largest. And the key to that is that they can only speak in their animal voice. This is kind of just a fun way to do it. There's several ways to do that.